Flock Talk, the ultimate jam band community podcast where the grooves are endless and the vibes are infectious. Join the Femme Flock as we dive deep into the lifestyle, culture, and community of the colorful world of jam bands, everything that makes this genre truly unique. Today, we're celebrating Mother's Day by chatting with Maura Reilly and Amy, Rick Mitarotonda from Goose's mom and sister. We talk about what it's like raising a creatively gifted son, having a significantly younger brother who was also musically talented and unique from the start, being part of Rick's support system through some seriously tough times, the unconventional Mother's Day traditions they practice, and a few extremely funny stories. Mom and Rick do shrooms? You will not want to miss this episode. So grab your glitter, bubble wands, and best show fit and join us on Flock Talk, where the people make the scenes sparkle. Hey everyone, it's Nikki, and today I'm here with Jess and Leighton and Andy, and we have an incredible episode for you today. Today we're celebrating Mother's Day, and in doing that, we have very special guests with us on Flock Talk. We are thrilled to welcome Rick Mitarotonda's mom, that's Maura Reilly, and Amy, his sister. Hi guys, welcome to Flock Talk.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Thanks.
We are so happy you guys are here. Thank you so much. So where are you guys recording from today?
I'm home in Norwalk, Connecticut.
And I'm home in Connecticut too, but not Norwalk.
No.
None.
Awesome. Awesome. So before we talk about Rick and Goose and all that good stuff, we want to start with the both of you. So Mo, where did you grow up? What was your upbringing like? A lot of music, a lot of creativity. Like, give us an idea of where you
Yeah, I grew up in Monroe, Connecticut, a big Irish family, 6 kids in my family, and no musicians, but just music was a big part. We were going to concerts and shows all the time, big music
Mom,
fans.
Sorry to interrupt,
What?
but tell the story
What?
about going in the car with either Ma or Grandpa and how everybody wanted to go to Grandpa because you would sing. Tell that story.
Yeah. So my dad was in the Navy and had a lot of really good, fun Navy songs that we would sing. And we never did the station wagon thing. So when we were going somewhere as a family, we went in 2 cars. And my mom was just kind of quiet, and we'd be in the car and that would be fine. But my dad, we'd start off and we had to say the rosary in the car, but then it got really fun after. Then we're singing the old Navy songs and everything. So we're like, I'm going to go with that, because that was always just so fun.
Amy, what about you? Your house growing up? Obviously, you're Rick's older sister. Do you have memories of like music in the house before Rick, or like before he picked up anything? Like, what are your memories growing up?
I have 5 aunts and uncles on the Reilly side, and there was always music. Like, my Uncle Fran had some bands like Surrender Dorothy and the Rockets, and so we would go. I'm 10 years older than Ricky, and so my older cousins, we kind of like grew up at Fitzwilly's. It's a bar. And so there was always music, and like my Uncle Fran would also like book the bands at Shenanigans in South Norwalk, and so we were always really around music. And a lot of times at our house there would be music on, not so much TV, although I did watch a lot of TV too, but we always sort of had music. Like, we always, like, Mom, right, when I was very little, people would say, what's your favorite song? I'd say, well, I like anything by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Like, we were just music. Like, we would listen to, the Eagles, Dire Straits, lots of different types of music. So I would say music was a really, really big part of the background and in the forefront of our childhood, for sure.
And I feel like I've heard a rumor that you are a big Dave Matthews fan, and that was part of Rick's introduction to jam. Is that
Definitely, yeah.
He used to steal my CDs and I'd get so mad at him. But yeah, I love Dave Matthews. I am somebody who words are very important to me, and lyrics. And I think that music was a big part of me figuring out who I am and why I have these feelings, and I'm not alone with my feelings, because you would hear these lyrics, and I think Dave Matthews in particular has a really great way of like expressing himself and expressing how he feels or telling stories. And I just always really identified with that. And it really sort of helped me through, especially, my middle school, early teen years. And even still, when we lost our dad in 2009, there was just music just helped so much with healings. I've always definitely, and I was always the person, now you can Google the lyrics. Like, I used to like rewind, play, and like try to find the lyrics, because it helped me so much. Other people's words I found have really helped me a lot.
Dave is very, very good songwriter. His storytelling is one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorites in the whole wide
I
world.
love
I'm a
it.
big Dave
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law taught him an art. He was his art teacher for a little while when Dave Matthews lived in Yorktown, New York. And so that was always a pretty cool connection too. But yeah, I'm a big Dave Matthews fan. Real, to see him, my brother, is one of the most surreal things of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then they
amazing.
opened for Dave last Labor Day, which was really
That's
cool. I was
amazing.
actually,
Yeah, that was incredible.
I'm just curious, like, what does Rick call you, Mo? Does he call
He
you
usually
Mo?
calls me Mo, actually.
What do you call him? Because he
Rick.
has many names.
Yeah, Rick. So his dad was rich, and I grew up. My father was Jim, my grandfather was Jim, and my brother's Jim, and then just I have another brother named Tim. So when we wanted him to be a junior, I just didn't want him to be called Rich. So he was Ricky. He was just little Ricky. And when he got to a certain point, he was like, I think I just want to be Rick now. So, I kind of went along with it, but Amy and a lot of other people, the Ricky part is just, yeah, they're still going with it. Every now and then I say it, but I know.
We're seeing him at a show where he had like little Ricky on a sweatshirt, maybe, or a t-shirt once that he wore.
He wore something that his aunt, I think it is grandmother, gave him a shirt. He used to call his grandfather Pop Pop, and it Pop Pop's Pride. Is that what you're thinking of?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was adorable, whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. I think that was it.
That's funny that he wore that.
I know. I was just thinking that too.
They always have some interesting outfits.
Mm-hmm.
He has a couple of t-shirts that I'm like, where'd you find that? But that's a question for him on another day.
Well, he just gave my son a bunch of hand-me-downs and we're going through it and I'm all, what the hell is this? Like, he had this shirt that said Shasta and it had like all these pictures of his Shasta on it.
You have kids. What do they call Rick? Also, like, is one of them named after, or is there a Goose song named after one of them?
Well, he would like you to think that there is. But yeah, I have, so Grady Richard, after my dad and my brother, and then Cam's the one, was in the movie Shenanigans, and then he also did, he was Barnaby, and then there's Thatch. But Thatch is very proud that it's the first Goose song that drops the F-bomb. And he'll be like, yeah, Mom, it's got it says, can I swear on this?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. He's like, it says, fuck. I mean, how perfect is that? It's like Thatch, Thatch is me, so it's a little scary.
Thatch was born saying that word too, basically.
Yeah, he really was. Yeah.
Wait,
he's
what came first? The song or your kid?
My kid
came first. And then we have the song Thatch.
Yeah, but it's not about him. It's about that Disney movie.
Yeah.
That's But Thatch tells people it's about him.
Hilarious.
He's like, I got a song about, it's called Thatch. Have you checked it out? He's a piece of work.
As he should.
I would say the same thing. What do your kids call Mo?
Momo.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
And they call my brother Unc Boo.
Is that where that came from?
Is that what came from?
Like his
Unc Boo thing.
Instagram is Unc Boo.
Yes. Because I call him Boo. When he was born, he was like I had this stuffed animal that I called my Boo Bear. And then I remember just thinking oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna, I'll have my own very live Boo Bear. And so it just came to Boo, and he calls me Bugs. So it's Boo and Bugs.
And you guys are very close, it seems like.
Yeah, I love him to pieces. He's my best and my most. There's not anything I wouldn't do for him. I love him so much.
That's amazing, especially with such an age gap. My brother and sister are 16 and 17 years younger than me, so I understand an age gap that can make it hard. But it seems like
it's
in this
hard
case,
transitioning from being a parent figure to a friend, but it's hard because if somebody messes with him, I go balls to the wall and I lose my mind. So I'm still super protective over him, but I have to understand he's a man now. But to me, he's my first baby, so it's a little hard. And we've ironed it out, but it's been hard, because my first instinct is to just anybody who messes with him. But I know that he can take care of himself.
Fighting those internet keyboard warriors that
I don't even look. The way I look at it is they don't know him.
No.
They don't know.
They don't.
It's know he's such a sweet person, and they don't know him. So it would be a waste of my time to try to, because what am I doing? And if I'm feeding into that crap, they don't know who he is at all. So I know who he is, and 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 that's that. Like, he's just a really good person.
Yeah, 99% of the
But
people
the
are doing
fish
just
people
like they
piss me
do.
off the most because Trey is so nice to him, and Trey is a wonderful, I feel like if Trey can, like, the fish people really piss me off.
Girl, we are
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. It's so unnecessary. It's just hard knowing that
It's
it's out there.
mean. It's
But
just mean because there's
yeah,
enough space for
yeah,
everyone. There's just
that's
enough
right.
space for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
We proudly say that we are polyamorous here, and that means having enough
Hmm.
love in your heart for more than one band at a time.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't believe that, but we try and embody that at the Femme Flock.
And the thing is that
Yeah, I love
when
that.
Trey came into the scene and they were like they said that they were an offshoot of a jam band trying to emulate the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead people did the same thing to Trey. They did the
hmm,
same exact treatment to him. So
right.
it's kind of like a good thing that they feel that way
Yeah,
because you
That's a
know
way of looking at it.
it is because it's like
Yeah,
it's the same
yeah.
kind of way they felt about Trey's friggin' guitar god.
Right,
I mean,
right,
it was the same exact thing back then, and I remember it and
yeah,
laughing at me. If you
right.
know the Simpsons thing where it shows Jerry like strangling Trey, that's
yeah,
the same thing. So it's the same idea. It's just
Right,
we've got
right.
a younger one now, so it's kind of like that torch thing. I hate to say it, but
yeah, yeah. It just still makes me sad.
Yeah.
so let's talk more a little bit about Rick here, since we're talking brother and child. So as a kid, what was Rick like? Was he outgoing? Was he shy? Was he a dorky
He
kid?
was
Was
very
he?
creative. He was very creative,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
he would always have these big setups with all of his guys. Like his GI Joes would be like all over, and like, right, mom, like, and
yeah,
he
definitely,
had he
definitely.
loved. There was a time where he loved like fire trucks. Remember, Ariel Fire 46 rolling. Like, it was just always like loud and noisy, and then he would take his GI Joes. And like one point, I was like, is he a sociopath? Because he would take like red
The
shirts
red markers.
and he would like freaking dismember them, and like they'd have like red bullet. Like, it was just like insane, and I'd be like, holy shit, he's like
Yeah.
fucking nuts. He was just very creative, and he had like a scene in his head, and he would just like, you know
And the perfectionism was already there with all of that
yeah.
stuff too. Like he knew exactly how he wanted it set up and he did it. He'd take a real long time and do it.
This makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. He's talked a lot about like world building, and there's a lot of like
Hmm.
world building within the Goose albums and
Right.
Jane lyrics.
Elaborate.
So it's interesting. It started at such a young age. Maybe a little
And he was
gory.
always a night owl. Like, he always stayed up late. Like, he always had a really hard time falling asleep. So he would always like watch a movie or do something. But he would always kind of like play with his guys in bed too to like help him fall asleep. Like, he always
Yeah.
had
And
a
Dad would go in with him because he would
yeah.
say, how
Dad
come
would go in and then snore like 2 seconds later.
exactly? You go, how come the little guy that's scared has to be by himself and the two big guys that aren't scared get to be together? And my
Yeah.
husband would go, he's right, I'm like, okay. Then he'd go and watch Disney movies with him
Yeah. Our
at
dad
two
was a
o'clock in the
sucker.
morning.
He was a sucker.
Yeah,
Anytime we need, like, he couldn't resist if we
that's right.
needed something. Yeah.
Right.
Like, I remember one time, like, Rick got in trouble. Like, I was more of the, like, I'm sent to my room, like, fine, it's great in here. This is where all my toys are. Like, I'm fine in here. And, like, Rick would go into his room and it would be, like, silent. And then, like, next thing you know, my dad would be like, Rick, are you all right in there? And he'd, like, bring him up food. I'm like, he got in trouble. Like, what the hell? He's like, I don't know how to parent this. He's so sweet and calm and quiet. I knew what you were doing, so it was very different.
Speaking of the quiet, when did the music start to become a really big part of his life?
He started in sixth grade. He was into sports pretty much at that point. And he said, I feel like I think I want to start taking some guitar lessons. So we thought, all right, we went to the guitar center or whatever and just rented a guitar for him for a while just to see if it was going to stick. And there's a guy in our town that gave lessons. So we started working with him and he really liked it and stuck with it. And I think he got to a point like Bob Riccio was the guitar teacher and he's like, you're going to learn theory. We do a whole thing here. And I think maybe in seventh grade, he's like, I just want to learn how to play songs that I don't want to do all this theory stuff and everything. But by the time he was and he just went to a different guy. And then when he was in eighth grade at a certain point, he said, I need to go back to Bob. Like, I really want to do this and I want to do it right. And he went back to Bob and stayed with them all through high school.
I
Yeah.
feel like
feel like parents are always so supportive, or they want to be supportive of their children and like what they want to do.
Yeah.
So, but maybe sometimes to a fault. But when did you really realize like, oh, my kid is talented, not just because he's my kid, but because like he's really, really good at this?
I think, well, there was a certain point, and I think he was in 8th grade when this happened, and he had some recording equipment, some very, I think, archaic recording equipment. And he wrote a song. He also took some drum lessons and bass lessons at the Guitar Center or whatever, that Norwalk Music or whatever, just because he wanted to get the bare basics of that. And he wrote a song, and then he recorded the whole thing where he played the drums and then he played the bass and then guitar, did a little keys and then sang it. And here's this song. And I thought, okay, this isn't normal. We need to really get behind this here.
And then also like the late night thing, that was true. That it's sort of like trying to fall asleep. It kind of lent itself to him being up. I just remember I remember his like little setup with all the pedals and stuff, and he just would put it all together. Like he just became, it became like, his thing.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was different. It wasn't just like a hobby. It seemed like this is what was like.
Yeah, he was passionate about it, and he knew what he was doing. He really knew what he was doing. So, yeah.
What was the first song?
Else in your...
Sorry, what was the you would know?
Mimo Mi Taco.
Yeah, Mimo Mi Taco. That was the first song that he wrote. No, the first song that he wrote was the Shut Up, Goddammit song.
Shut up, goddammit. But then Mimo Mi Taco.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Wait,
and then
Shut Up,
Me.
His original recordings.
I think those need to come out
In our brains.
Yeah, right.
When are we giving you guys mics and recording studio time to record this for future history?
Oh God, never. Nobody wants that. My mom, nobody wants that.
Is
So
there
Amy,
anybody else in your family that is musically talented?
Yeah, Brendan.
Our cousin Brendan plays the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Kevin, our cousin Kevin.
Yeah.
I know Devin.
Oh, right. Yep.
Do they ever come over like family dinners and they're like, "Is Rick going to be there? Can we all jam together?"
They did. No. They did a bit when they were younger and everybody got together. They would, bring their stuff and just start playing.
But Amy, you didn't play anything growing up?
Me?
I did the flute, and the lady told me that she's been playing the flute for decades, and I was the first one to ever make that noise with the flute. I was like, "Fuck you!" And so I was like, "Get the hell out of here!" So I like music. I have musicality. I'm a dancer, but that really pissed me off. I can do a mean Peter Parrott shooter on the recorder, but that's it. Remember that
the recorder. I think that's what Goose is missing is the recorder.
Yeah. Oh God, that would be horrible. We'll have Coach up with the rain stick and me with the recorder. Everyone will leave.
Okay, so every artist at some point has the aspirations of becoming successful in music, where the dream becomes more of a reality. But before that, there's a lot of uncertainty. Is there, watching Rick pursue his career when it wasn't really taking off yet? What was that like? Were you ever worried, like, gosh, he's not going to be able to do this, or how's he going to pay his bills type of thing?
Yeah, no, I don't think that I ever worried about that. I think I always knew that he would, in the music world, somehow or another make his living. And I thought at a certain point that maybe it's not going to be with the way that he has in mind right now, but it could be a lot of different things. Even my own mom at a certain point said, "What's plan B here?" And I said, there's no plan B. Plan A is just so huge that it could look like so many different things. He could be, he could teach music. He could do so many different things. And if you live within your means, maybe that's going to look a lot different than what he wanted at that point in time. But it's happening one way or another. It's happening. So there was never a plan B.
So you just from him from a young age was like, this is going to be my path. Like there was not hey mom, I'm not going to pursue a doctor path or like a more traditional one. It was always like, this is that road. Yeah. No, we knew early on that that was the route that he was going to take. He started going to Berkeley in Boston. They have a summer program, a 5-week summer program. So he started doing that, I think when he was 14 or 15. So he'd be in Boston really for the summer. And then I think by the time he was 16 and 17, he additionally in the summer did a 3-week program at NYU, the jazz program at NYU. So he was serious.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Since he started.
Right. right.
And he had the talent to get him at least into those programs, which is a good start. So, I mean, that's a great sign, especially
Yeah.
as a parent. So, as a parent, though, seeing that your son is very successful in the music business at this point, what advice would you give to parents whose kids want to pursue music?
Just believe in them, really believe in them. Let them explore it as much as they want to explore it. And just know that the possibilities are really endless. I think if all of those things are in place, if the talent and the dedication and the passion, and then there's also an intangible that's there too, that I think that's the luck factor or whatever you want to call it. That's hard to describe, but it's true. And it's a big part of it too. But I would never discourage anybody who wants to go into the arts in any way.
What do you think it is about Connecticut? Like, I feel like there's just all this music creativity coming out of
Right.
It's just like
I always think that about England. Like I always think that about England. Like it's such a small. It's like
Mhm.
it's crazy how much talent comes out of there.
well,
It
there's
is.
something about Southern Connecticut where it's the same thing.
You get
It's so boring. What the hell else are we gonna do? You know?
Right. Make your own fun.
That's funny.
Let's talk about Rick's journey. So, as the band's grown, fans become more interested in Rick's journey that brought him to where he is now. He went on the Bob Lefsetz's podcast. I think that's how you say his last name. And he shared a lot of personal information there. Have you guys listened to that?
Yeah.
What was it like hearing such personal stories from your family given out to the public?
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with him or his style. So when I listened to it, I just thought, what is happening here? This is a lot. This is really a lot. And I don't know, I thought, does Rick need a representative with him right now or something? It really got
deep.
It did. But then I guess I didn't know anything about this guy, but I guess that's what happens there. So I'm sure Rick knew that going into it, that was going to be the kind of questions he was going to be asked. Did you hear it, Aim? No.
Yeah, it was intense.
No.
Yeah.
It was really intense. And he shares a lot of personal things. And like,
Right.
obviously he's been in the public eye for some time. And it's a little bit different because the jam band scene is like a subsect of the public eye. It's not like everyone knows Goose.
Right.
But the jam scene, Goose. And so like that or I guess, does it affect your family? Does it affect like people coming up to you in Connecticut? Connecticut's not a really big place. People know who you are. People definitely know who Goose is in Connecticut. Like, has that changed how you approach like your life the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think that we've done there was a learning curve, definitely. And I think I've gotten through it. But yeah, definitely people have motivations sometimes that don't really seem that cool to me. And I've found a good way, I think, to weed through that. I think Amy probably gets it more than I do.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels yucky, if people are, I don't know, like you can kind of tell now if people are, I mean, at the end of the day, he's my brother. He's just a normal person. And I don't know. I just feel sometimes people think that if they get close to any of us, they'll get close to him. It's just stupid,
Yeah.
And then they're barking up the wrong tree because I can see through it, and I'm not, like, especially people I haven't heard from since like the 90s, like, can I come? I'm like, get the hell out of here. I didn't even like you then. Like, I'm not going to give you tickets to something. Like, go away. Like, I just think it's annoying, And it's just, I don't know. Like, go support them. Like, just, like,
Right.
don't, I don't know. It bothers me.
Exactly. Take a second to say hi and that you love what he's doing, but
Right,
don't use that
right.
to your advantage in a sneaky kind of way. I don't
Right.
don't know how I'd handle that, but I think I would be really close to what you're doing, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the way I see it is I am who I am, take me or leave me. So, like, if I have strong opinions, I'm just going to tell you them. And, like, a lot of times people, they can take it or they can't take it. And that's not a me thing. I'm just going to tell you what my boundaries are and that's it, So, for a long time on, like, my Instagram, it was like, get your own Goose tickets. Like, I'm just kind of, and now I think I've kind of just, like, put up a wall where I'm just like, it's just like, go away. Like, I don't want to bother him, but do you think you could? And I'm like, you fucking ask him. Like, he's a regular person just like me. And you know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff.
You're not bothering him. You're bothering me now.
Yeah. And trust me, it's not good. It's not a good alternative. Like it's not going to work out for you, kind of thing. You know.
I think it's given me a greater appreciation for the friends that I have that have been my long time friends who have kind of gone through it with me, and you know, just love it and love that that's happening for him. But it doesn't change anything about who we are, you know, how we do things. It's just it makes me appreciate them even more.
That's what I was about to ask too. Was like, do you have
Yeah.
people who treat you differently because of it that, you know, you've had to take a step back from? Because that's really frustrating. It shouldn't make a difference if somebody's your friend, they're your friend no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really experienced that because it's been more like, you know, the people who, you know, I'll bring to shows with me, like they're so proud of him. Like they're next to me, like, it's, you know, the first, like, especially some of the bigger ones, like the first Radio City, like they're next to me as they're like, as we're crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
My best friend from growing up, Sarah Wallace, she always comes to like the big ones and like, you know, she and I, we like changed his diapers, you know, so it's like, it's such a moment. And so
Yeah.
I kind of don't, I get annoyed by those people, but like I don't, like I've learned to kind of like silence it.
That's good.
But like it's also something interesting that like my boys have to go through too. So it's not even necessarily just me, but like, you know, my boys also. So it's also kind of helping them through things. It like because it sometimes can get a little bit weird.
It also can teach your kids at this point how to get a good feeling of how somebody, if they're actually being authentic or if they are having
Right.
some ulterior
Right.
motives. So
Right.
that's actually a good
Yeah.
lesson for them, and that you had to do this is a good way to kind of transition that and use it to your advantage, I would think.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna have strong bullshit meters.
Yeah. And they need them.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things Rick talks about a little bit on that podcast was the passing of his father and his grandfather and his uncle within the same close period,
Yeah.
and the subsequent health challenges that came out of that. How did
Oh, I don't think I can
how
listen
did
to
you
that.
support Rick in like the health part? Like you mentioned before that there was music a lot in the healing process. Can you walk us through like how like the family support? Because obviously that's like a rough couple months for your family.
I mean, to be honest, it's still rough, you know, like
Yeah.
everything that happens, like, I don't want to get emotional, but like everything is always bittersweet. You know, there's just, it's nothing after 2009 is ever just sweet. And that's hard, you know? And like, yeah, I mean, Rick, I don't know what he said, but he went through it. And, you know, I also think our dad was a very gregarious, very fun, amazing, like everybody loved him type guys. And so to us, he was also like, seemingly invincible. And so, you know, he was sick for a very short, I mean, he was diagnosed in March and passed in September. And so it was very quick. And so, you know, there wasn't a lot of mental preparation that happened. And I'm a very big mental you know, I just don't think we saw it coming.
No.
Just going to speak for the three of us, right? And so it was just very shocking. And then, you know, everybody grieves differently and everybody takes things from that differently. And, you know, I think Ricky and I definitely became, I don't want to say he's a hypochondriac, but I know that I have like become, I mean, I always sort of have been, but it definitely exacerbated how it felt. And, you know, it's tricky, you know, because it just takes a toll. Like he was our person and then he's gone, and it took a toll on all of us, but Ricky I think in the scariest way. He was a baby. I mean, he was just 18.
He was just starting school. He had a week of orientation, and then he passed away that Saturday, and his classes started that next week. He took that next week off. But, you know, and Amy was just getting married. It was just a hard time in everyone's life.
Yeah. You both, Amy, when you were describing how you guys saw your dad, Rick said in Bob's podcast that he saw him as invincible as he sees you, Mo, which I think is really inspiring and uplifting to hear. But one of the other things that he touched on was how with all of that came this unknown Epstein-Barr mono Lyme disease virus. That's something that I've experienced. And in terms of finding a solution and finding out how to solve the problem, it takes a lot of time, a lot of different natural remedies. Does the amount that they tour concern you at all in terms of finding that proper healing for him as he continues to navigate through the journey?
I think that he's found a way to do both at the same time. He carries a lot of stuff with him. He still does a lot of research, and he's become extremely knowledgeable about all things in the healthcare industry. And he started off with that, with what was going on, like a strep throat that just never got better. So you go through this whole path with the doctors, and it's, you know, an infectious disease doctor, and then this one, and then this one. And you wind up with rheumatologist. That's like the last step, who will say, oh, well, let's just put you on steroids for the rest of your life. And then you go into the alternative world, and you start there. So that's, you know, that's pretty much what he's done. And he's got somebody that he really likes working with right now, and he's going through a lot of different steps. It's always hopeful. But yeah, I mean, touring isn't, and the inconsistency and the hours that you keep and all of that isn't conducive to trying to heal.
But
he's doing it.
We're very lucky that he has, I mean, the Goose family, the crew, everyone, they are just such good people. And it always makes me feel good that, you know, he's surrounded by people who they're just, they care. They're like a family.
Right,
and so
right.
I just always feel like he's in good hands, and
Right.
that, but you're right. I mean, it's not conducive, but he's also, he does it. Like he's not, he just keeps going forward with everything. And it's amazing. Like, I don't know how he does it. I mean,
I know.
I'm like, holy crap, like, don't your hands hurt? I'm like, what the hell? Like, you were just up there forever. Then you did it the next day, then the next day. I'm like, geez, you know, but he loves it. I mean, he loves it. So
yeah, and getting back to the supportive group there, they're all concerned about health. And I think that they're all really careful about when they have the food services, what kind of food they're eating. You know, their nutrition is really important to all of them. So I think it's on all of their minds. They're not like the old rock and roll days, busting up hotel rooms and stuff like that. They're drinking green juice.
No one anymore is doing that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good place to pivot into talking more about like Goose as a whole and the community. By default, you're both part of our community now. Like, what has that experience been like? There's obviously a very like tight-knit Goose community. I think the FemFlock is what was born out of part of that. Do you guys feel like you're part of the community? Or do you just watch from the sidelines?
Just watch from the sidelines.
There's so many vendors that have popped up making Goose merch or Goose podcasts, or like, I met my closest friends at a Goose show. Some of them are here. Like, it has changed my life in so many ways, like the community aspect. I'm like, curious, do people know you at shows? Do they talk to you? Like, are you interacting with people in the community? Do you see the merch that people are making?
Love in the community. I love EJ from Goose Band Memes. I love that guy. He makes the coziest stuff. I just love that. I love that guy. I like the pot. Like, sometimes he'll post stuff like my mom, remember when he had like, he put like a nipple ring on Rick or something, and you're like, please tell your mom I said sorry.
So, Mo, when you and I first met, I handed you a couple of unhinged stickers. Like, how do you see these?
I think they're hysterical. I love that people are having fun with it. I really do.
Well, when she handed you that, I was like, Jessica, you can't do that. Apparently she can.
It was funny. It was really funny.
That's my least favorite sticker that Jess has. I just want to say that is my least favorite sticker.
I gave her a couple.
What is the sticker? Do I want to know?
I have a couple of unhinged ones like in my back pocket. One is, were you at the Worcester Halloween show in 2021?
The doctor, when he was Dr. Evil.
He was Dr. Evil. He's wearing a bald cap. I might have a sticker of a girl sucking on his head in a suggestion.
Oh my God. That's so weird. Okay. I mean, my married friends hit on him, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That must be really weird.
It's so weird.
Like, there's so many meme accounts. There's so many, like, playfulness with it. Like, I mean, even the band pokes fun at itself frequently.
Definitely.
I mean, that's one of the things I love most about them, is that they don't take themselves so seriously, and like their creativity isn't just with their music. Like they have other fun ideas. I love that about them. Like, I think it's so great.
I feel like it encourages us to do this.
The whole Primavera tours when they were doing stuff for Gonzo last year, I thought was so funny. I quote that every once in a while, like
Bada bing, butter rum.
Yeah, bada bing, butter rum.
You don't like Goose at home, you're not gonna like Goose in Cabo.
Connecticut and Colorado.
It was hysterical.
I was like crying laughing watching that. It was hilarious.
It was so
Hilarious.
funny because it was so tongue in
Because it
cheek,
was like those sports. Like, remember, what was that guy? Like that, like, it was literally, I remember being a kid watching that, like, you know, like the cheesy, like, do you want to go to Italy? And then it would be like, I don't know. It was like, he nailed it. It was so good.
I just think it was also a good way for them to come out and say, like, to all the haters who like to poke fun of us, like, we could poke fun at ourselves, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we don't have to take ourselves so seriously. And I just thought it was great.
yeah. They're just having their.
Are we getting Rick on the next season of Tires?
Well,
Or
I
any
don't,
more
I don't
acting
know.
in the future?
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
that was hysterical.
I
That was
loved
hysterical.
every second of that.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
to
that was
say.
so fun.
Is that one of the
So fun.
songs he
Yeah,
wrote when he was little?
I was nervous. I felt like I was watching it and I wasn't breathing. And then I was like, okay, he's good. He's doing
good.
great.
Yeah, he's
He
good.
did so good.
We have
Like,
a lot of
please.
proof of his acting ability in all of the Goose promos that have ever existed.
He loves it. He really loves doing it.
It's so funny
Yeah.
because he's like so quiet on stage. Like, you know, Peter's the one usually is coming on welcome everyone. Rick's just like showing up and doing his job, but he really lights up behind a camera.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
has he definitely has a backup job in case this music thing falls through.
Yeah, I don't think he would mind that. He had a lot of fun with it.
When you guys watch Rick on stage, what goes through your mind now?
So much, really and truly so much. It's just amazing to me. But at the same time, it's like it was what it was always meant to be, I think, for him. Like how he always saw it. So, I don't know. I really like watching him play, and I like the knowing whatever it is that he's feeling as he's doing it.
Are you locked into him when he's on stage? And does he tell you like, hey, here's the set list for the night? Or like, does he know you're going to be there? And he's like, I'm going to play your favorite song. Or no, that's his thing.
I always get it from Jillian. I like to know. So Jillian will usually give it to me. Because sometimes I'm like, what the hell song is this? And so Jillian will just tell me.
How many Goose shows have you each been to? Like, how often are you at shows or on tour?
My mom goes all the time.
I
go
I go to a lot.
Do
I go to a
you
lot.
have like an El Goose account and you track your stats? Like,
No. Each show is different. It depends on where it is, and you know, if I have friends that are out there that I'll meet, and each show is different.
Sometimes my husband will like annoy me and I'm like, girls, does anyone want to go to Austin to a Goose show with me? And then like the next day we book the tickets. I'm like, you know, so it's like a very, but I teach fourth grade. I've got 3 kids. Like, believe me, I would wish I could go to more than but it's really hard. And, you know, I'm perimenopausal. I need my sleep for God's sakes. Like, I can't be up until like freaking, I don't know, the next day. I need to go to bed when it's that day, you know?
Right
Yeah.
on.
when you're at shows, is there a place you like to watch from? Like in the crowd?
Definitely not in the pit.
Fair.
Definitely not.
I like the Muppet booths at the Capitol Theater. That's my favorite, the favorite ones. So that's my favorite. Right, Mom? We love it there.
Yeah.
You have a favorite Goose song that like maybe he'll play for you when he knows you're at a show or anything like that?
My favorite song changes all the time, but the one that I always go back to is Born. I just love that song. I just think it's so beautiful. And so, yeah, I always go back to that one. But then there's always a different one that I love Indian River. I
They
really
don't
love
play
that song a lot too.
They need to bring that out more.
They
Yeah.
played it
I
a
like the
lot.
Sanskrit version that
Yes.
they played at Fiddler's.
Yes. Yeah.
Rick is so in
For
his
me,
element
it's
when he
This Old
sings that
Sea.
version.
'Cause that's like about our dad, and that one kills me. Like, I can't listen to it without crying. And then he
Yeah.
also wrote a song, and I don't think they've ever played it, but it's called I'll Stay. And like when I'm really missing my dad and having a really hard time, I'll go to those lyrics, and it really helps me.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I just are so special to me because it's about, like our dad still being with us, even though he's not physically here.
Can I just say,
I really love California Magic. I don't know that song because maybe it's because I like to fucking roller skate. I don't know, but I love that song. It's so fun. I have so many favorites. It's hard.
Can I
Thatch
just
will
say-
tell you his favorite is Thatch.
it's not funny, but it really struck me that you said that This Old Sea was about your dad, because I actually told Rick this story when we met him right after All Good Fest last summer. He played This Old Sea not too long after my grandfather passed, and it was the last song that I sang to my grandfather before he finally passed. And when
That's
they played This
beautiful.
Old Sea at All Good Now Fest, and I heard it, and it was like so extremely moving to me. I love that song so much. It's one of the most beautiful Goose songs. Like I love it. So the fact that it's about your dad, like that's amazing. It struck such a chord to me. So that's awesome. Sorry, I needed to put that out there.
But I feel like
Well, that's beautiful that you sang that. That's such a beautiful story.
that feels like Goose music to me. Like a lot of jam music is kind of silly. If you listen to like some Fish lyrics, you're like, what am I listening to? And some of the newer bands. But what strikes me about Goose is kind of, Amy, you were talking earlier, like you're a lyrics girl. Like Rick's songwriting is gorgeous and poetic, and there's so
really
much more
beautiful.
to the
He and Matt
song than
Campbell
just,
have like magic together for sure.
Yeah.
Matt
Yeah.
Campbell, they're wonderful. Yeah.
there's so much more than just like we're getting to the jam. Like the actual songs in there, right, are beautiful works of art. Like we've said it many times, like Goose doesn't need to be a jam band. They could just be like an indie pop band and release the short versions of songs, and those would crush the same way, because like that's how I wasn't a jam girl when I found Goose. I thought I saw a So Ready music video and I was like, this is fun. And then when I went to a concert and every song was 25 minutes, I was like, where am I? You guys are probably
They'll do a We Want Words chant, and my mom's like, Amy, that's your brother. You can't do a We Want Words chant. I'm like, I can do whatever I want. I went to the bathroom, I had a taco, and it's still fucking Rockdale. Jesus Christ, in the plane. I have a scorching case of ADHD, so it's really not my fault. But
Yes,
still,
ma'am.
you know.
I feel you.
That's acceptable. That's acceptable. It's the jam band, but you're used to Dave too. Dave does some long songs as well. He tends to take his songs on rides. So
Yeah.
I know.
I've seen that happen.
And like, I mean, there are some shows that like are super heady that I just I love them, and for that, like, I'm so happy for all the people who are when it goes to that, I like to watch the people enjoying themselves. You know, I'm like, oh wow, they really like this. They really love long interludes without words. I'm so happy for them. You know,
That's why we go.
Girl, I'll meet you in the bathroom. I feel you.
Well, jam bands, let's kind of talk about that a little bit, because they generally live in a psychedelic space. I'm gonna quote that. Like Goose in particular, it's got a relationship with the cacao girls in the ceremonies. Have you guys ever done
They're
the cacao
so
ceremonies?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think
I have
about
with them. Yeah. And you have too, Amy. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it in Austin with my two friends.
No, I love those
so
two.
sweet.
Really love those two, Kate and Hannah. Yeah.
Did you?
And I
feel
love
Mama
what's
Cacao?
happening.
Do you feel
What's
she-
happening with them? They have so much more going on now too that I love. People are connecting with.
Oh yeah,
The whole-
they've been on our pod before, and
Well, have they?
We've
Okay. I'll go look for it.
some of those like pre-show flowdowns, and they've definitely been involved with us for sure. We're big
They're
fans
really
of them.
sweet. Very
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, they sure are.
Did you feel the connection to Mama Cacao? Did you get it?
Yes, definitely.
Amy,
Amy, are you not a woo girl?
My mom
Amy, I'm
loves it, but
so with you.
I'm very, want to know, for me, I can't, anybody, being in a room with anybody who's very passionate about something, that will always move me. And I'll always be, excited to share in with that. And I was proud of myself. I did a good job. I tried to stay quiet and calm. I tried to close my eyes, but I was like, what the hell is everybody else doing kind of thing. But it was fine. And it was really beautiful. Like, honestly, if anybody's really passionate about something and they're sharing it with me, like, I'm always going to take it seriously. And it was very beautiful. And I can understand why they subscribe to it, why it's important to them, and they do a beautiful job of sharing their knowledge with other people. And it was a very beautiful experience. It really was. I don't like the taste. It's gross. I feel like I'm drinking blood.
I was nervous about Amy going into it. I was very nervous because we were in a meditation class.
What?
We were in a meditation class one time,
Ricky?
Amy, Rick, and I, and Amy nearly got thrown out of a meditation
I didn't get
class.
thrown out. I got asked to go outside. And she says
Of a meditation class.
No.
And she says that she used to say to everybody, anyone can meditate. And then after mine, she says, except one person. Because it was the same thing. My brother and my mom are all, and I'm all, what the hell are all these people doing?
I also have ADHD. I understand. I'm not really a woo girl, but like they came on the pod and I really wanted to participate. Obviously, it's been something close with the band, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's
They're
something.
wonderful.
Yeah.
They're so awesome. And so like I've done it a couple of times and I've had a good time every time, but I also find it very hard to like sit there and be introspective and be quiet. And there's so many thoughts. There's so many things I want to be looking at and talking about.
And then during it,
It's really a learning experience to try and help you hone.
So have either of you, can I ask, Amy, you might not want to answer this. Have either of you tried psychedelics? Like, obviously that's a part of the band. And sometimes you can tell that it's a part of the band.
it
We
sure
can
is.
move on.
It sure is just, listen,
No?
I'm
You
a
ever-
teacher, so I cannot answer this question.
I figured as much. But Mo, you and your son ever do acid together?
Yeah. I love mushrooms.
At a show? Publicly?
We've taken, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Like
amazing.
last night.
Well, she said she tried to get me to do them, and she said, it's microdosing, it's not tripping. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's true. She's
This
right.
lady who
Yeah.
told me
Yeah.
to get into peer
She's
pressure
right.
as a high schooler. She's telling me to microdose. I'm like, what the
She's
heck?
totally right.
Mo, I assume we're going to be seeing you at MSG this June,
Oh,
correct?
yeah. Yeah.
So you want to come join Andy and I in section 104
And do some mushrooms?
and do some mushrooms? We can table that for
Microdose.
later, but the offer's
Microdose.
on the table.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or even just to
Microdosing's the
say
way to go.
hi.
Definitely.
Speaking of MSG, has there been a moment, like obviously that was a massive moment for the band.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a massive moment for all of us.
Yeah.
The four of us here have been following the band, not as long as you guys, but
Right. Right.
here a while. And like we remember seeing them in rooms of under 1,000, and going to Madison Square Garden was like a big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have there been any moments for you, like maybe MSG, maybe outside of it, where you're like, oh my God, he's done it. Like we did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, well, that MSG that day, like that morning, we had a lot that morning where, we just were,
Very emotional.
yeah, very emotional and, just thinking about like, that his dad should be there. We just went through a lot of different things. And I thought, okay, that's it. I've cried all morning and I'm going to get there and I'm not going to cry. And then at a certain point when they started to play Give It Time and everyone started singing, I know, I just kind of looked
That was
around
crazy.
and thought,
We all
oh
cried.
my God.
Where
Yeah.
the room was
Yeah.
shaking, the whole crowd was
Right.
singing.
Right.
His words.
I have goosebumps
back
right
to
now
him.
just
I
Same.
do
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
I'm not
Same.
related to him.
I'm tearing up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It was
Andy
just
and I, like,
incredible.
Andy and I were standing dead center on the rail, which we're not usually rail girls, but we said MSG, we got to do it. And we looked at
So
each other, we were like,
special.
the whole floor was moving, and the
Mhm.
energy of just like that song obviously has like some very powerful lyrics, and
Yeah.
it clearly speaks to a lot of people. 1,000 people were singing back to him.
Right.
That was a special moment.
Yeah. It really was. It really, really was.
For
Yeah.
me, it was Elton John talking about them on his like Rocket Man podcast or something. That was like
Mhm.
insane to me. That was like, holy crap,
Right.
I've always really loved Elton John, and so just to hear him talk about them, it was like wild. That was nuts for me.
Now I remember, did he talk about a specific song or was he just talking about the
Converse
band?
Night?
Was it?
Yeah, because he played
Okay.
like a couple of their songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I remember I was actually at the Nashville show. I was with Ricky and Ann Chris, mom,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the night.
Yeah.
And
I think it was.
yeah,
Riverside.
and that's where it was like the same weekend that they were talking about it. It just like blew my mind. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
indication, I would say. Very good indication.
I mean, I feel like just selling out MSG is like, what next?
And I said that to my mom when she was having that Plan B conversation. I said, you don't need to sell out Madison Square Garden to be a successful musician.
But it
You
also
do, it helps.
feels really
But he
good.
did.
Yeah. That was just kind of a big moment. But she passed away in 2015, so she really didn't get to see this. But I think she knew that it was on its way.
That's so good to
Yeah,
hear, though, that
Mm-hmm.
that was something that
Yeah.
You put in the universe and made happen, so he has to thank you for that. How does it feel when you see fans connect like we do to the band or to Rick? Does that touch your heart? Does it make you
You
feel
know,
good?
it really one of my favorite things about the whole experience is the people that started the Western Sun Foundation. That to me,
They've
I
also
would have never, when I would imagine and dream what everything, all the possibilities, I really didn't even think of that one, but it's just so incredible that they feel like they have all of this good energy and they wanted to do something really positive with it. And what they've been doing is just, I'm just so proud of that whole thing. I think it's beautiful, just really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it's been really nice too. The band has gotten involved with Western
Hmm.
Sun.
Hmm.
They're all really amazing people who run the foundation.
Yeah, and I mean, they're working really hard at it too to really find out the different locations that they want to be involved in and what the different possibilities are around. I think they're incredible.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with the rest of the band and the crew? I know you talked about it a little bit before, but
Just love those. I love all of them. Really love all of them.
I love them too.
Yeah,
I love them so much. Like I
yeah.
love I just I mean, I've known Trevor for a long time. I have a super soft spot for Trevor. I love Trevor
Hmm.
so much. You know, like of course, you know, I love the crew. Freaking love Marta. She's like the best.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love, you know, Danny, Nooch and Naveed. And Coach. I just love those guys. They're the best, you know.
yeah. All of them. Getty, just love all of
Yeah,
them.
Kenny, so
I've
Yeah.
always
sweet.
been really impressed with Goose because there are so many women that they have on
Hmm.
the crew. That's something that matters a lot to us, especially like it's such a male-dominated industry, the music industry. Like,
Yeah.
so it's always been really awesome to like look up and see women like behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
Jillian is awesome. Like Jillian to me is she's so fun and she like is everywhere she needs to be. Like she's also so like she just loves I don't know, she's also just like I love her. She was in my cacao thing with me. And then she left and I was like, where's she going? Like I was like
Sam King is also one of those that like impresses me every time. Just like her job must be so hard.
Yeah, yeah. She's so professional and yeah, yeah.
At shows, jumping back a little bit, you both, how do you feel about glitter? You outfit planners? How much like are you like
I
I know
don't
when I
plan
go to a show, like I'm thinking about what I'm wearing way in advance.
I do not. I don't think about what I'm wearing anywhere. I'm like an athleisure person. You know, I wear basically what I'm wearing right now to work. Like I like to be comfortable. I don't need to, you know. No,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
think
see
about it.
like the fun outfits at shows and like I mean people's style. I find it so fascinating.
Well, I do. I will say this. My best friend Sarah Wells, the one I was talking about before, she did get me a glitter jacket with
Bomber
like
jacket. Yeah.
it was like an orange with you know, like patches of like my brother's face on it, and I did wear that. I have worn that. That was hilarious. So like I have worn that, but no, I do not ever plan my outfits ever.
I'll
Mom, do
have to
you?
glitterize you guys.
Yeah. No. I mean, I kind of feel like, I'm not actually caught her sister Callie at Goosemas.
I love her so
I
much.
know. I know. She was there last night with Naveed doing the
Yeah,
merch.
I saw that. I saw
So
that.
she had her glitter all over. I said, I just love your glitter. She said, you want some? I said, sure. So she came over and put some on me, but it's not my go-to thing.
Okay,
But it was
Oh my
fun.
gosh. Then it just stays with you forever. It never goes away, right?
yeah, you're just a little
Well, I mean,
sparkle.
it eventually went away.
Oh,
Have
I
you
find
ever
it everywhere.
If you ever see Andy at
Mm.
a show, she will probably ask you if you'd like to be blessed with some shaman blessed.
I'm the glitter queen. I always have glitter, and I have a vial of glitter that's been blessed by a shaman. So I give people glitter blessings if they would like.
I love that. I love that.
So
That's
if
so
you
nice
find me
for
at
you.
MSG, I will give you a glitter blessing.
Love it. Love it.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're so excited.
He's like,
I
enough
love
with
it.
this woo-woo.
What section did you say you'll be in?
Not telling you. We'll come find you.
I
Don't
heard
worry.
it. It was 10 something. I will not be in that area. I'm just kidding.
We'll rub up on you.
I'm trying to find the jacket to show you guys. It's pretty awesome, honestly. I'm trying to find it to show you.
Well, Mo, at Westville, you had like a really fun, like drapey, like kimono on, if I remember. Right?
Yeah.
So even if you don't plan, you still feel like I still feel like you fit in with the scene.
I do try to. Oh yeah.
Okay, so what do you hope for Rick's future and for yourself in the next chapter as things go?
Go ahead.
I just hope that he continues to feel better and be able to express himself creatively. I just want the absolute most. Whatever he wants is what I want for him. I just want him to be, at peace with himself. I want him to be feeling good. I want him to be. I just also hope that, like what I found about jam band fans is they're kind of like, and I don't mean this in a good way or a bad way. They're kind of like, there's like this insatiable aspect to it where it's like a lot like a very like New York sport fan type thing. And I really want him to find time to relax and like really relax and really connect with himself and with nature and with his family and with, with his friends. Like I want him, I don't know, I just want the absolute best for him because he deserves it. He's so hardworking, and even on paper when it looks like he's off, he's not. I mean, he's in the studio or he's really worked so hard, and I just want him to be able to find that balance, to be able to rest, and because that's so important. It really is important.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. He has so much and he always says he has so much here that he still wants to write, and he just needs more time, always needs more time. But I think that's what I'd really like to see too, is just take some time off and really recharge, rest.
And know that it's okay to do so.
Yeah.
This industry is definitely the opposite of that. And taking time for yourself, you have to, or you can't do those other things that the fans like so much.
Right.
If it takes some time, he'll produce more for us.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much more that he has going that he just wants to get out there.
So let's talk about some Mother's Day things. Do you guys have as a family any Mother's Day traditions that you do?
My Mother's Day tradition is to not be with my family. So I'm usually away. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to be there. What?
Are you coming to Cabo? Because that's Mother's Day.
No. Well, last year I was at Utah at like a resort with one of my friends. The year before, I just get out. On my birthday, my mom and my brother take me away. And on Mother's Day, those are my days. And I don't want to contribute to anything in my family.
Girl, that's amazing.
And they put so much work into it. I mean, it looked amazing. I actually was very sad I didn't go last year.
Come this year.
Nikki and I were there last year, and Nikki and I will be there again this year.
You're going, yeah.
Those 3 days. Those 3 days are so special. Like the way they set up the locations and the art, but then just the
team are insane.
Yeah.
Will Fisher, like he's another one that's been friends with Ricky since they were, younger. And so I've known him for forever. And it's so cool to see him. And like,
he's so talented and so creative.
Amazing. I love him so much.
So Mo, were there any Mother's Day like traditions growing up? Like it was just the three of you I guess Rick was out of high school by that point. But like even when he was little, or when you both were little, Amy, like did you guys do anything for Mother's Day?
We used to have to go to Reading. I hated it. Sorry, Mom.
What was in Reading?
We used to go to the club for like Mother's Day.
Oh, for the brunch. Yeah, and you might want to cut this since this is a Mother's Day episode, but I never liked Mother's Day. I always thought that it was just like a lot of pressure. I always felt bad for people that don't have their mothers, or, especially like little kids in school and they're doing the cards. I just always thought that it was a lot like, just do it every day. You don't have to have this day. So I was never a fan of it. And I always told my kids that too. You don't need to do anything special or whatever. And I said to Rick, like, you'll have a wife one day, maybe, who might not feel the same way. This isn't normal. This isn't how most families do this, but this is how our family's doing it.
I just imagine my own kids be like, what are you doing for your mom on Mother's Day? Like, I don't know. She's never home.
She actually left the country.
She's out of the country for...
We don't know where she is.
No. All right. So no big Mother's Day tradition.
No.
Yes, the tradition is to stay away from your family.
Hey, it's Mother's Day. Mother gets to do whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah.
That's amen, sister. And same with birthdays. Bye. I'm leaving. Like those are that's great.
But I'm doing for Mother's Day.
I really recommend
my
it.
birthday. Goose.
Nice.
My birthday is first night of MSG, so
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm super for Cabo. I'm super excited about the California honey drops.
they're so good.
They were
They're
awesome. We
fantastic.
saw them, my mom, my brother, and I, for my
Mhm.
mom's birthday. We saw them in Maine, and we were like, they were
Like, yeah.
fantastic. That was
I saw them
that
on
was
Dave.
So good. So good. So I'm so excited that they're going to be there.
yeah.
Anyone else you're excited for in Cabo? Or anything, even not music-wise?
I mean, just the whole experience being there. Loved it. Absolutely
It
loved
really
it.
must be so cool to see because, like, you know, a lot of times we'll know a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff. So, Mom, I'm sure it was like awesome just to like see it all in person.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss Frasco this year, though.
My mom loves him.
I do.
Loves him.
I do.
We
Yeah.
get
He's
he's
on a good
actually
show. He's definitely a showman. I love going to his concerts because you are guaranteed a good time.
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah.
Every
I
time.
love a Frasco show. He's been a guest on our pod as well.
Yeah,
He has. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and listen to that.
That was
My mom, like, seriously, she loves him.
I loved what he did during COVID, that little dance party that he had, that
fun.
when whatever day of the week it was.
Like
and-
that, I
yeah.
want to
Saturday
dance with
dance
somebody.
party,
Or
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lastly, our big question we ask for every episode is: we at the FemFlock are all about celebrating inspiring and influential women. Can you each tell us about a woman who has inspired you?
I mean, the obvious one is my mom. Like, I know, you know, but like, truly, you know, Ricky and I talk a lot. Like, she is our rock. Like, she just supports us fiercely, loves us fiercely. And she's really taught me that, like, you know, shit happens and, you know, we're stronger than we think. And, you know, like tomorrow is another day. And I don't know, she is like, we like say she's like the GOAT. She really is. She just like she has two very different kids with two very different lives. And she just shows the fuck up for both of us so much. And she just never, I mean, it's like, you gotta get like emotional. Like she just, her love and belief in us is unwavering. And she just really taught me what it means to be, that you can be like a strong, independent woman. And you can also, you can stay at home. You could be like a vice president of a company. Like you can, and it's still powerful. Like your choices, you could still be super powerful no matter what, and strong no matter what you choose to do. And she just taught me, like, you know, just unwavering love and support. You know, it's so funny, like I'm almost 6 years old, and anytime, like I've had a couple issues or I've had to go to the emergency room, and it's like she's there, you know, like my husband's like, oh, Amy's in the hospital, you know, and my mom's like, she won't leave, you know, she just loves us so much, and you just feel it, and she balances it so nicely too. So we're very lucky to have her. So she's my number one. I'm most inspired by my mom.
Thank you, Aim. Thank you. And I'm actually going to throw it right back to her too, because there's something I really want to say too. Like, I mean, Rick, you know what's going on with him. He's on stage and he's doing his thing, and she's this teacher that is living her dream too, which is what she always wanted to do as well. And she's an amazing teacher and mom, and just, yeah, it's right back to you too.
Guys, you're gonna make me cry.
I am crying. I am crying.
No, it's
We love
really
each
true.
other. Like people, like my friends, because like my mom, my brother, and I go away a lot, like for my mom's birthday and my birthday, and people are like, I can't even tell you how many of my friends are like, I hope one day I can do that with my kids. Like they'll be like, I'll love my grandkids, I'll love my children-in-laws, but like the fact that you could just be with like your original family and your kids is just like really special thing. So we're kind of obsessed with each other. We just love each other so much.
That's so great, though. That's so great.
Yeah, and we just find really fun places to go to, and we love it.
And we laugh. Like my mom, my brother, and I, like the three of us will laugh. Like sometimes we'll be laughing at something, and I'll look around at the table, and like no one else is laughing. It's just like the three of us. Like we just laugh and we can't stop. So it's like we're bond. You know, 2009 changed us, right? But it also brought us even closer together, because that's like what my dad would want, is for us to still be so close and still have each other's back, and we do that, and we're very lucky to have each other, and like we really are a little bit obsessed with each other. We just love each other so much.
Nothing.
It's better than the opposite. There's plenty of families
Yeah.
that feel this way. What you have is really special, really beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, me too. And then I thought of a story too.
Yay!
I did. I did.
Please share.
Okay. So I don't know if you can edit it back in when you ask the question. But
Okay.
yeah. So it was Rick's birthday and it kind of goes into like going to school and everything when he was.
Is this an embarrassing story for him?
It's funny.
Okay.
No, it's funny. So all the different schools that he was applying to, you really needed a spreadsheet because they all needed some kind of an audition, and some needed 3 pieces, some needed this. And Bob Riccio, his guitar teacher, put this whole thing together about what each one needed and got a stand-up bass player and a drummer and set up this night for him to do the whole thing. They were going to go through the whole thing. So Bob said, all right, it's going to be November 26th. Rick said, November 26th. And Bob goes, yeah. He goes,
that's my birthday.
It's my birthday. And Bob goes, oh, it's your birthday? He goes, yeah. So you're not going to be able to come? No. He goes, what are you, 5? You can have clowns coming and a balloon? Be at my house at 7:00 on November 26th.
That's a good
One,
story.
too. Do you remember Ricky's first communion?
When he was going to confession?
Yeah, first confession, I mean. And he like freaked out.
Yeah, he freaked out. Yeah, because one of the girls in his class was going before him and said that she had like 100 sins to confess. And he goes, and I go right in here, so the priest is going to be so mad by the time I get in.
So he had it figured out with the priest that he would just ask yes or no questions. So the priest was like, have you done some lying? He was like, have you have you stolen anything? He's like, no. Have you done this? He had it coordinated with the priest that it would just be yes or no questions.
Yeah, he worked himself up into like a whole like panic attack over the whole thing.
Yeah.
He
like feels things so strongly.
It was stressful.
Yeah. And I went in there like, hey, I got some stories for you, guy. Like, it's going to be a long time. You better hold tight to that Bible, like it's very different.
How many Hail Marys and Our Fathers did you get punished by?
All of them. I probably had to do the most out of anybody in my first confession class, for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
fine. I
Thank
mean, it's
you.
just, yeah.
That's what we want. We
Those
want
are
a
just
story.
some little ones.
Too.
So before we go, we do want to wish both of you a very happy Mother's Day. And thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. This was a fantastic conversation. I mean, so you guys were such a pleasure. You are welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much for having
Seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for doing what you're doing and uplifting women and your podcast. And, I love, what did you say when I said there's room for everyone? What did you?
We are proudly polyamorous. If you don't run away from us at MSG, I do have a sticker for you that says that.
Don't give me the weird stickers. I'll freak out. I hate that shit.
All of them are weird. That's all I got.
I don't want any
The polyamorous one is tame, at least. It's PG.
Okay, but I don't want the one of my brother with the...
Your mom already has one. This pod is made by women for everyone. We wouldn't be here without you, and we want to hear from you. Follow along on our website, thefemflock.com, and join the community on all social platforms, which you can find linked in the show notes. Tag us in your show fits, dance moments, and community happenings. We want to see it all. Thanks for listening. Talk to y'all soon, and flock on.
Osiris.